All right, here we go. So if you're watching this, what's up? This is Chad Smoothington, and I just decided I'm going to re-record a video I made the other day. Yeah, if you can hear Marshall Chase is getting ready for bed. He's off in the distance. But I decided to, I did a stream test, and that stream test so far is now on day 2 of of them processing the 1440p version. But I want to see if my upscaling works. I don't want to wait 3 days. So I'm just going to play a plain game of the hotel right now. And I did it on my other video. If it doesn't up process, I'll do it in here too. I'll go into the rooms and I'll go to the first entrance, because I have some good tips to help you through the rooms too. So let's do that and see what happens. Look at that guy. He's such a handsome fella. Alright, like I usually do, get one of everything. And what the heck, I'll do a knobs boost too. Alright. Get as many goodies as I can. Grab the key. Adjust my headphone volume. Ring the bell. Admire the contents of the rift. And move on. And I'll start out my video by being a little boring. One of the things I like to do is just look at the walls and the ceilings close and far, because that's one of my visual benchmarks for the rendering, is whether or not the ceilings and wallpaper are clean, especially the diamond patterns in the wallpaper. I want to see if they're clean, close and far. Then of course when you're close, you actually see all the striations in it. And of course I just want to play doors. And every so often I keep nudging up my headphones because they're not quite loud enough. And I have a cat here trying to nudge my mouse hand because he wants attention. Yeah, see that? So the door number should be scintillating and not clear from what I'm seeing from anti-aliasing, or lack of anti-aliasing. But the patterns in the wallpaper and the ceiling on the far wall are pretty stark and clear. You can almost see the variations in the shading. See, now they're absolutely clear. Give me that, come on. Let's get you down, back up. All right, that's how I like my load out. A waste of a room. All right. And hopefully I'm not getting too much bleed through in the background. Marshall Chase is watching. He likes to go to sleep to watching his favorite YouTuber, so he's got Fiji playing in the background, whom I also happen to like a lot. All right. Door 7 is next. Oh, I don't see much of this door. And I'm also going to point out as I go through the video, in the playing I've been doing the past few days, I've noticed, since they did the April Fool's ranked mode update, a few things have changed here in the hotel. So when I see it, I'll point it out. like in the live stream we just did, I had 4 rooms in a row with no closets whatsoever in it. Nowhere to hide. I was running from an entity. I want to see if that was just a fluke for the chat control mode, or if that's something that's real now. See, like this one, look. There is not a single locker in this room, not a single hiding spot. Were you real? See, that wasn't real. Another one. No hiding places whatsoever. Now, of course, no entities are spawning. See? It's almost like I manifest it by saying that. Now here's a hiding spot. But it's a single one. So if you're playing like a 4-person game, I keep getting the ghost screech. Here's the first real room with a couple of lockers in it. But still, if you're playing a 4-member game, people are dying. Now, granted, we're not up to the point where Rush even spawns yet, but at 13, we're getting close. And it's almost like I have to be in rooms mode. I have to pay attention to each place that has a locker. It is about time. I gotta say, it's about time Rush should be showing up. There he goes. All right. I'm just looking around, just for my sake on replay, looking for how it's rendering the textures in the background. You know, some people might not care, but I do. I like to see nice high quality. Because I don't want my videos looking all fuzzy while I'm walking. Okay, sometime soon I should start seeing guiding light spawn. Okay. There we go. No, I was trying to grab the key. What are you doing? All right, get this, and we'll head back to the door and move on. The real meat and drink of this, as far as any kind of entertaining or informative video, is going to be when I go into rooms to give you some tips there. I'm not going to go all the way to A1000, but there'll be enough rooms that I can show you what's going on there. That's Rain. That's the correct room. That's dupe. Yep. And this is dupe. Huh. No goodies. All right. 20. They're kind of stingy with the treasure chests, huh? That's a little better. If I don't keep clicking on the bandage. 21 up. Okay. Let's square up with him. Okay. Huh, candle. All right. I always like to have a low dollar item with me like this, just in case I run across Sally. I'm not throwing her something crucial to my loadout. Make sure there's no crucifix hanging up or anywhere. Where do they? They're over walls. They're on tables. I should say over doors, not over walls. Okay. And I'm starting to think that 4 rooms in a row with no hiding spots, I think that was just an artifact of chat control because it was in a place where an entity wouldn't normally spawn. What was that about? That was suspicious. I'll move from locker to locker until I'm ready. Okay. Oh, that was a fake one. Okay. Give me a lot of bandages, which I really don't need. Okay. I'll hang out and wait. Here he comes. Okay. Okay. Anything good? No, just that bizarre corner bedroom, or say diagonal bedroom. No, I'm going to rooms. I'm not going to waste my lockpicks. All right. Got to run up the seek chase. Now, I know on one of these, I don't know if it's the second or the third seek eye room, rush does spawn. So let's hang out and wait. There's the third. I guess I'm good. Let's get ready for seek chase. Interesting room to come out of a seek chase on. Just making sure there's no crucifix waiting for me anywhere. That would make me happy. Yeah, but I'll take the gold. And rush has been popping up when I go down here lately, too. Okay. look here first. It all links back around. Oh, got both at the same time. Kind of cool. Okay, let's make our way back. Anything good? No, it's locked. Like I said, I'm not wasting them. Oh ho ho! Okay, we're gonna play that game. Get ready for round 2. Oh, did the one and done. Okay. Now we may continue. There's a heck of a room to have eyes in. Wouldn't be the first time I've seen it, though. Okay, nothing here. I know he's right around that corner there. Probably right near where I have to leave from. Is there a table here anywhere? Yeah. Nothing on it, though. Nice haul of cash, though. Yeah, that was the room I was first in. I guess I used my battery for a while since I can get a reload. Okay, free treasure's always nice. And the key's probably going to be in, yep, here. Alright, let's go top off that battery. And make our move. What is that? 46. Just because I heard a flicker. This isn't usually a room you would have her spawn in, but since we had the flicker, I'll double check. Alright. 47. That's going to be him. And he kept going this way. It's 48. Almost time for Sir Burps a lot. Alright. Alright. Anything down there? Nope. Alright. Time to do it. At this point, no, I'm not going to carry a candle because I already burned out my lighter. Other side. Okay, let's get to this side and investigate it. Will I get the papers? Get the papers. He's coming too close. I can't get through those chairs? Interesting. And just so I don't forget to come back here and check. All right. Because sometimes I've done that, gotten all the way up by the door, and realized I had to come back down here to get one. Okay, there he goes. And just to make sure I have some redundancy in my search pattern, I'm going to start from here. I know I was just here, but that way I don't miss it. It's always good, no matter how you decide to do it, but to kind of have a search pattern in the library that you kind of work like a grid that makes sure you cover the entire library. Okay, now where's he going so I don't get in a position to get caught? Now where's he going? Okay. Because his burps are usually a change of direction. Whoa, what was that about? He did the two-step. You're going to tell me I only found... Where is he? You're going to tell me there are only 2 books down here that I found? That ain't right. Whoa. Double check here. Nope. So I've been very thorough in my search pattern. You're gonna tell me there's 6 books up on the upper floor there. Where's he going? He's walking away, okay. You're telling me there's 6 books up here. I have my doubts. Oh, there's one. Getting hiding before he comes up. Now he's walking away. Okay. Well, it's possible there's 3 more on the other side. Let's see. I hear one. I hear one on the wall in front of me here on the other side. One more. No way. They were all actually up here. All right. We have 936 9368 93682. You walked away. 93682. 93682. All right. Too bad. Moving on. I have noticed this one has been an unfair spawn room too. I've had my share of rush popping up while I was in the middle of this room. And that makes me unhappy. It's making me not trust this room. It's been 3 times, well, 2 times with rush, 1 time with ambush. And yeah, there is a closet there, but it's not always a closet there. This seems very unfair to me. 3, time for the boys. See, now that I notice that closet in the painting room, I'm going to double check and see if it's there every time. Because I'm used to there not being one there. What was that guy again? Bob Ryan, that was the name. Keep thinking Jack Ryan. Anything good in here? Come on, give me something good. A little extra coinage for the boys. The boys. What's up, boys? Hey, what is up, my friend? Okay, let's get what we need. We need one of them, and we need one of them. And nope, he doesn't have it. I was going to buy an extra lockpick. Am I going to not have a lockpick for the final thing? What do you think, Oblino? Yeah, I know. All right. Let's get ready to go to the rooms. Oh, wait. Sorry, bruh. There you go. Now you're good. All right. Now I'm off. Okay, 56. Huh. Oh, I heard a second blink. Here he comes. I knew I heard a second round of that. 7. 8. So it definitely seems like they mixed it up a little bit with the New Year's update. Not enough to completely change the game on you, but enough to get your attention. Oh, my flashlight's full? Okay. 59. There's 60. No other side rooms. Well, let's go open up doors. Or rooms. Let's do it before Rush spawns. Which way is it going to be? I'm full, so I can't carry a second one. And that's dead-ended. Oh, you're going to make me go through? Yeah, you're going to make me go through. Well, I've had that happen before where I go the wrong way. There it is. I heard you. All right. Let's get back. I'm almost not worried about burning up my flashlight here because I usually get enough batteries in rooms before I get into the darkness. All right. Let's go. Back yonder. Don't need that anymore. I know where I'm going. There's that beautiful song. Oh, there's a chair. That's kind of odd. No, we know that. It's called Curious Light. All right. 2 turntables and a microphone. Let's go. Now the fun's gonna begin. I'm not gonna be trying not to be too loud or boisterous because I have a ball going to sleep. All right. Okay. And let's throw you down to pick you up and have you at the end. Let's fully charge you for good luck. All right. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take you to the first exit around A220. I'm going to point out a couple of things that will help you in your quest towards A1000. Okay, now here's the first one. This is one of the only rooms an entity can spawn on you that you do not have the first locker to your left as your prime destination. On this one, you run straight for that locker. It seems like it's long. It will scare you. There will be pucker factor. You will always make it to this locker and get in before 60 or 120 gets you. You may get somewhere right around here and you'll hear those first thumps of A90. Stop. A90 also stops the other entities. You will make it. Deal with A90, then get into locker. Otherwise, first locker on the left. Good locker. Okay, let's keep moving. First locker on the left. Good locker. That's nice. Is it going to line up all of the entity spawning locker types early on so I can show you in the light? Nobody spawns here. I've never had to spawn in this room. I believe you need a minimum of 3 lockers in the rooms for something to spawn. Same thing. 4 square, first one on the left. Nobody will spawn here. Nobody will spawn here. First on the left. Always first on the left. You're always golden. Nobody will spawn on you here. Alright, I'm not going to keep saying that in every room. At this point, I'll only say if something is different. Ooh, almost missed you. Or if I think of any other helpful tips along the way. The only other tip I can think of is the catwalk room. And on the catwalk room, same thing. You always have one on the left. I formed a bad habit of going to the right in the catwalk room because half the time I'm closer to the right. Instead of thinking, always pick a direction and go. And make it muscle memory, just like that. Run straight for that if you hear one spawn. Same thing. First one to your left, always good. I mean, you could go to the right too, but if you make it to the left, every single one, the first locker on the left will be a good one where you can have a spawn. Always the first on the left. Just, if you're going to try to do A1000, always grind that into your brain. First one on the left, except for that room, which I call the 3 locker room, or the triple room. If you see those 3 lockers in front of you, run swiftly here. First locker to the left. Now, for some reason, even when I spawn to the over on this side, like that, I always seem to run to the one on the right side for some reason. That's just a personal thing of mine. But except for that room, always first on the left. And you will be golden. First on the left. Now I'm just going to work on pushing through. And what everybody else says is true. Try to focus on just using your strafing keys, WASD, for your motion around the rooms. And only use your mouse if you're turning for a locker. Or turning to grab some gold or something. But I try to line myself up with the gold. I usually don't worry about the single pieces like that unless they're an easy grab. Press on the left. Keep that in. If you're trying to do A1000 you never have before, always think that. And it's worth talking about now, since we're not quite up at A60 yet, although he has a nasty habit of spawning early. But there's something to be said about if you are trying to do A1000 and you approach one of the exit rooms. As soon as you hear that exit room music, stop and do not open the next door. Take a note of where the lockers are around you. If you have to go back one room and look to see where the locker is. Because you can go into that inside corner of the exit room to hide from A60. I did it once successfully from A120, but I believe that was a fluke. Okay, let's get ready because it's almost time for A60 to start spawning on me. Let's get ready. Alright, let's... Oh, I didn't have you on standby. Let's see if he's right on schedule. Nope, because it's not a room he can spawn in. Yeah, right on schedule. Just run, get in. Hey, I had about a second and a half before he showed up. Always be ready. Otherwise, like I said, you make your focus on every other room they spawn on as your first locker to the left. The only other hint I can give you is when it gets dark enough, crank the brightness, or if you have the settings on your vid card, to tweak the gamma, and you won't need a flashlight. Because once you take the first step in the room, you'll see the faint gray outline of the lockers, the tables, whatever you're in. And know what room you're in. Obviously play it enough so you memorize the room layouts. Let's get that. Here he comes, first to the left. I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to jinx myself, but he wasn't showing up for a while. And I kept saying, he's due, he's due. All right, line yourself up. Oh. And continue. And as you see, as I move, I'm strafing back and forth. That really wasn't worth the grab. Especially if you're doing A1000. You'll have like 13,000 gold by the time you're done. And you get 3,000 knobs for A1000. Yeah, let's get ready. Yep. From here on out, I'm going to expect A90 to be spawning every other A60 or A120 instance. So always be ready to stop. I wasn't turning down that gold. I shouldn't have paused like that. That's kind of dangerous. Hopefully the video in the background isn't picking up on the mic too badly. Oh, there he goes, there he goes, there he goes. See? If you anticipate it, you're golden. Just always be ready and always know in those last couple steps before you get to this locker, you may get an A90 spawn. Keep that in your mind and be ready to deal with it. You'll still make it into the locker because A60 and A120 will pause when A90 pops up. I'm sorry, I just smacked the microphone while I was talking. I hope I didn't make a weird noise. All right, let me get my mouse adjusted. Oh, there we go. I was going to say, I haven't been seeing much gold lately. I only got a little bit since I'm not going all the way. Battery. Oh, I'm full. Okay, it's getting darker. Still not too dark to make for an uberly boring video yet. No way! No way! That was awful. Even with all of those hints, it made a liar of me. I've never had that happen before. I've done A1000 5 times. I guess there's always something random that can happen. So I'm going to upload this now because primarily I was really only interested in having a high-def video for proof of concept on my upscaling project. Unbelievable. Well, if you watched it, I appreciate it. I'm going to stop now. Peace. Catch you soon. And remember, we always do a live stream Sundays, 6 p.m. Eastern, doors with chat control. Love to have you out. It's always a good time. We don't have a big turnout, but it is fun. Be good, y'all. Peace.